Yeah, that's always the fear, that you can oversaturate the audience and have genre burnout, so to speak. And, you know, this isn't the only superhero film that's coming out this summer. The Wolverine is on the way. And, you know, always superhero movies are part of the summer movie-going diet.
Right.
But you're right, they have to be careful not to burn it out. I mean, we've got, you know, Thor and Captain America, and we have all these different superheroes. But it just seems like, in terms of the worldwide audience, there seems to be this inexhaustible appetite for this kind of content. These are very cinematic movies. You know, they cost a lot of money. They look expensive. It's the definition, very definition, of popcorn movies.
Right.
And that's what people like.
Paul, this week the New York Times ran a story with the heading, U.S. box office heroes proving mortal in China. It seems the Chinese are choosing to see more domestic films instead of Hollywood blockbusters. How important is the Chinese market to Hollywood, and should U.S. producers be concerned? And I should mention, Disney has won approval to release Iron Man 3 in China on May 3rd, but they'll offer a separate version for the audience there.
Yeah, to show you the clout that China has, I mean, we've seen movies that are essentially edited for the Chinese market. And, you know, if you look at the huge population there, that's a lot of tickets that are, you know, yet to be sold or available to be sold to a huge potential audience. So China definitely carries a lot of clout in that regard. But in terms of the, you know, the changing of content of movies, I don't know that I'm too thrilled about that, just as a movie buff and someone who likes to keep the artistic integrity intact. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to serve a very important market.
Paul,
so that's definitely an issue.
Paul, what about this controversy over revenue splits, box office splits? What's that all about?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest deal right now in terms of Iron Man 3. Essentially what is happening is there's a dispute. Disney is asking from the theater owners 60 to 65% of the revenues at the box office. Normally it's around 50 to 55%. Disney is saying that in order to offset the cost of acquiring all these great properties, of the expensive marketing and production, that they need to ask for more of those dollars. The exhibitors are saying, wait, that's too much money. We don't want to get involved in a situation where we're not getting what they believe to be their fair share of that revenue.
Right.
And so right now, Regal Entertainment, which has 7,000 screens in North America, is pulling their marketing materials reportedly out of theaters for Iron Man 3. And more importantly, you can't buy tickets in advance right now from Regal or AMC. And really, the top three theater chains are really at a loggerheads with Disney over this. And, you know, the movie opens pretty soon.
Yeah.
So they really need to get this resolved. Nobody wants to leave that much money on the table. Not the exhibitors, and certainly not Disney. So they're going to have to work this out. This is really a big deal right now.
Paul, we have about 30 seconds left. Last summer's box office included The Avengers, The Amazing Spider-Man, Dark Knight Rises. How does this summer stack up? Which films will open hitting the $100 million mark?
Well, I think there should be a few. I mean, we've got Man of Steel, yet another superhero movie. We've got Hangover 3, Fast and Furious 6. We've got a lot of big movies just in May, and Memorial Weekend is going to be huge. Star Trek Into Darkness is another big movie opening in May, and so there's just a lot of big movies in the pipeline. We're hoping for big revenues this summer, but first of all, we got to get through this Regal Disney debacle right now and get that first movie open, Iron Man 3, open to big numbers to kick off the summer movie season.